Welcome to Raise Nation Radio, the podcast for nonprofit movers, shakers, and change makers. We are here to fuel your passion with a daily dose of fundraising inspiration while keeping the conversations and connections from the annual Raise Conference alive all year long. Tune in for fresh perspectives, bold strategies, and the hottest trends lighting up the nonprofit world. Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned pro, buckle up. Each episode is packed with lively discussions, expert insights, and creative solutions to help you make an even bigger impact. Now get ready for another exciting episode. Please welcome your host from One Cause, Dawn Lego.
Welcome back to Raise Nation Radio. I'm so thrilled that you're joining us again today. We've been through a lot in the past 4 years. I think we've hit every corner of the nonprofit world on this channel. So some of the things we've gone over is behind the scenes insights, data, trends, inspiring stories, right? And today we have another one, a really great inspiring story. And so we've get to do what we love to do because of all of you. So thank you so much for helping us reach almost 180 episodes, and for being a fan, for being a friend, and helping Raise Nation stand apart with its heart, its humor, and its soul. So settle in, get comfy, and let's dive into another uplifting episode. And uplifting it'll be, we have the founder and CEO of Clinic Kids. Now, if you think you know how to spell Clinic Kids, you don't. It's with a K and a K. K-L-N-I-C and K-I-D-S, right? So KK, we have Cash with us. So I'm going to get cozy and friendly with Cash and go by his preferred name. But I'm going to let Cash introduce himself fully. Cash, first, welcome to Raise Nation Radio. So great to have you here. So great to talk about Clinic Kids. But before we do that, we want to get to know you and everything about Cash, how you got to Clinic Kids, what's your journey, your story, your why, what you're doing there, and tell us all the things about Cash.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thanks for having me, Dawn. I appreciate the opportunity. So just to give you a little context, I am the CEO, I'm the founder, executive director of Clinic Kids. Super excited about this program. What we basically do is we take former professional athletes, we pair them with licensed mental health clinicians to deliver mental health through sports, right? We work with kids as young as 7 years old all the way to 18 years old. And we do that up and down New York State and in different regions all across the country.
Wow. Okay. I need you to break that down for me a little bit more. Yeah. So professional sports, any sport, right? Baseball.
Well, right now the start of like the program is that we focus on basketball. You can't see it on the screen. I'm a pretty big guy. I'm 6'8", 280, right?
6'8"?
I'm 6'8".
I'm 5'3".
Yes. A little different, right? But I went to school at Iona University, and played Division I basketball. I did well there. And then I ended up playing professionally for a little while overseas. I played in different countries like Portugal, Spain, Macedonia, France, kind of all over. I cut that career short because there was just a level of, I don't know, just community impact that was just bred in me from my parents, from my upbringing, and also somebody paid it forward for me to be able to have all those opportunities. And I just really felt called to do some of that work in my community. So I stopped playing basketball professionally and I went into a classroom in New York City and literally had no idea what I was doing. Learned the craft as a teacher, got my master's degree, my second master's in school building leadership, and then I became a principal. And I was a principal in Harlem working with Jeffrey Canada and Harlem Children's Zones, Thomas Academy, doing some really great work there, where we were working in, some of the areas that needed it most, specifically in districts that were underperforming. And pushing our kids to 100% graduation rates, 100% college acceptance rates, and doing all of the work, right? But one of the biggest things that stood out during that time was just this need for mental health support, right? Our kids were really struggling, and after the pandemic and everything, it even got worse. And the amount of kids that were going through depression and anxiety and social isolation and, self-harm and suicidal ideations, our guidance counselors weren't enough. Our social workers weren't enough. And even when we referred kids outside for help, they would have to wait for months before they could see someone. And so it really became apparent that we needed to do something in the school. And so we started to adopt practices and implement these things within the school and all these different mental health tools and everything else. And it just became something that became a passion of mine. And so I decided 3 years ago to step out of education in that formal sense and to merge both of those worlds of sports and mental health together. Teamed up with some really powerful people in the mental health side of things. And our director of mental health, who's a professor at NYU, and literally just created a program where we could merge both of those worlds. And so you have guys that are 6'8", 7'2", like all former professional athletes, but now also teamed up with licensed clinicians who are showing kids how to build resilience and how to affirm themselves positively, how to set their goals and how to get through those challenges. And we do things like
Wow.
breath work and muscle relaxation techniques. And so we work with different school districts, community-based organizations, and there's an immense need for it, and the response has been overwhelming.
Yeah, I'm impressed and inspired, truly.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I like that combo pack that you've kind of built, because I think if you're a young person, you look up to your heroes, you look up to your role models, you'll listen to them more so than maybe parents or teachers or authority figures. More so than maybe a mental health clinician or professional. So pairing the two together is you're getting the clinical side and you're getting the hero side packaged together. And I can't imagine how that must be powerful and exciting to a young person and giving them the strength and the hope that they need. Because, anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, bullying, all the things that our young population face every single day when they go to school, which is supposed to be a safe zone, right? And when they come home, and sometimes when it's supposed to be a safe zone and it's not, that it really gives them an avenue of hope. Take us back to those beginning days where you had this dream and the vision. How did you put that all together? How'd you put the pieces together?
It really feels like it's aligned, right? It feels like it's aligned to purpose, because when I really look at my life, I look at the fact that I came from a small town. I'm from upstate New York, from Schenectady, New York, and somebody came and they saw me, right? And I had these feelings of...
And that's all kids want, is to be seen, right? Seen, to be heard.
Worth, right? And to understand that there's something in them that's special, that somebody sees it in them, can help pull it out of them. And if somebody didn't do that for me, I had an AAU basketball coach. First of all, I had a high school coach that took me out of the school that I was in, where I was in and out of trouble. I was not focused, and brought me to the other side of town. And, the focus became narrow. I started to focus more on school and on sports. And, sports was really that piece that really helped me to really come into a place where like purpose started to come into focus, right? And so this AAU coach came in, he actually saw and gave me the opportunity. And the first trip, the first plane ride, the first anything, he took me to a trip to France with a team that he had assembled. And when I tell you, we went over there and they treated us like rock stars, and I'm signing autographs, and all of a sudden this kid who like didn't understand this level of self-worth in himself, now all these other people are starting to see it, which then led to me getting a Division I scholarship to play basketball professionally, for which I'm play basketball, then to play basketball professionally, and then more importantly, to be able to understand that there was value that I needed to tap into. So even though I came to the point where I understood that basketball and sports was it wasn't my path, but it was more so my tool. Then it was like, how can I utilize this tool and show other people that, hey, listen, if you learn these things and you can be built up in this way, you can apply this for the rest of your life and be successful. And so,
such an accomplished but humble guy. I mean, it's just such a pleasure to talk to you, because your humility screams through, which is probably why there's such success with Clinic Kids. How has a basketball community embraced your vision and your dreams and supported where Clinic Kids is today?
That's a great question. We are a brotherhood, a sisterhood of athletes, and if we don't know somebody, we are one person removed. So wherever we go, for instance, we're doing work in Syracuse City Schools, right? As soon as we came out there and we started doing the work, there are Hall of Fame names and legends in the area, right, that played at Syracuse, right? So you have like Lawrence Moten, who's Syracuse University's all-time leading scorer. You have Brandon Trish, who has played the most games, started the most games in Syracuse history. And this is when Syracuse University was a number one team in the nation, right? And you got these guys that are already in the area. So it could be territorial, where it's like, what do you mean there's somebody from the outside that's coming with a basketball program? But that's not what it is. It's a mental health program. And so as soon as we come in and we're coming in with this mindset that, listen, the egos are to the side, we're coming in to help build community and help to pour into the kids and into community. they feel that love immediately and they embrace it. So wherever we go, whatever basketball players and other athletes that we connect with, they are, man, this
All
is even
in.
start with a thing of like looking at it some kind of way to try to figure out what it is. Really quickly, they come to understand that this is a mission of love.
Yeah. Talk to me about the programming. What does the programming look like? What is a young person involved? What's their journey? What's their path? I'm dying to know more.
Yeah, so what's happened in sports is that sports has become very elitist, right? Where I could have a 7-year-old son and I take him across town to play in this game. And if he's not one of the top players on that team because everybody's so consumed with winning and the highlight tapes and everything else, he might not get in the game. Feel crushed, feel destroyed. And there's no part of any stage that he's getting developed, right? Because people are already looking for the best of the best from a young age. And
To the draft yesterday.
Right? To like, literally, that's what everybody's thinking about from birth, right?
Right. The NFL draft. Yeah. Right.
NBA draft. Are you showing any kind of talent that's saying like, hey, I should invest
at
time
Olympics level.
things,
Right. Yeah.
So what we've done is we basically have recognized the true essence of what sports really does. It brings people together, and it's a developmental tool. We have kids that are as young as 7 years old all the way to 18, like through high school. And it doesn't matter if you've ever played basketball before in your life. We have so many kids that have never even tried the sport, have gotten cut from teams, and we pair them and they're working with kids that are really great in the sport. And what we do is we come together and we do small group instruction where the kids have different drill stations. They're learning from pros that literally will cater the instruction to whatever skill level that they're on. We do cooperative grouping and learning to make sure that there are healthy competitions where they're building each other up. They have a clinic salute, which is their own private handshake that we have to make sure that we're encouraging each other. Our mantra throughout the entire piece is confident, committed, resilient. Let's get it. We say it all the time, right? And our 3 key principles are that we give 100%, we build each other up, we never tear each other down, and that literally we are locked in the entire time. And so we have 100% engagement. So just imagine kids from all walks of life, from all different areas, not afraid of failing, not afraid of being ridiculed at all, but coming to a space where they probably have the most experienced people in the world, like that they could learn the skill from and the craft from, treating them that like they're the stars.
They're the superstar.
Absolutely. Sitting in small group circles with them, doing everything from, the skill development, which they go through, but then they also have these wellness timeouts where they get healthy snacks and drinks, come back and they get the clinical side where we're sharing real stories, what we wish we had, giving them real experiences, showing them representation, and then providing application, right? And so literally you do this. We go into a certain district, we'll do a launch day, right? And let everybody know we're coming and let them see what it is. And then we'll cater it to whatever the after school program or the Saturday program that the district wants. So for instance, in Syracuse, we have like a 3-year contract where they are working with 8 of their elementary and middle schools, all of their high school kids, and literally doing that as an after school program for them. And in New Rochelle, New York, we're doing that as a Saturday program where different kids from different schools all come on that particular day and get this instruction. And so we really cater it to whatever the need is in that particular area.
So it's life-changing. It's life skills. It's something that they can carry into adulthood, college, their job. It's something that they'll never, ever, ever forget. I mean, I can remember certain things along my life that really impacted me. Some small things, some bigger things, right? But the little lessons that I still remember today. But I think you've created a program and a culture change and a lifestyle change of just positive affirmation that they'll carry forever, ever in their hearts and in their minds. Beautiful.
Dawn, the thing is, life is really about the experiences we have, right? That's what we remember, right?
Yeah.
These experiences, whether positive, negative, like we hold on to these things throughout the rest of our lives. And so when you have a gym that opens up and you see guys that are walking in from 7'2" to like 6'8" to what, and these are all pro basketball players coming in to see you every single week over the course of 8 weeks, once a week, and they know your name and they're giving you this handshake and they're excited to see you. And
can I learn the handshake? Is somebody going to teach me this handshake?
For sure. It's 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and we give a salute. That's our clinic salute.
Okay, 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and a salute. Okay, I can do that.
Right. And so literally what the hope is that this is such a positive experience. It's such a larger than life experience that then is connected to real clinical mental health tools and therapy and things that they can hold on to, that this is something that they absolutely feel like they want to do, right? And
Yeah.
we take any negative stigma away from it and we normalize it. And so if they can get this as early as 7 years old, then imagine.
That's scary, though, that there's a need at 7 years old. That makes
Yeah,
me a
there
little,
is.
yeah.
There is. Yeah, when you really look at the statistics of what's going on and like how kids really need the help, and especially in a lot of the areas that we're doing the work in, these kids are 5 times less likely to get any kind of assistance in any kind of mental health realm. You have the number of kids that are literally, the numbers are just increasing that are reporting mental health symptoms and depression and anxiety. And like I said, self-harm and suicidal ideation, as well as the kids that are actually carrying out suicides, right? And taking their own lives. And the numbers are becoming younger, and there's all these other pressures from cyberbullying and social media. And, there are a lot of different factors that are in place today that we didn't have to deal with growing up. And so it requires a different approach.
Yeah. And thank God we have Clinic Kids to give that approach.
I hope.
I have so many questions. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So your programming is 365 for sure, but it's nice to have a month dedicated to just putting a spotlight on certain missions. So how are you celebrating in May, or do you not have time for that?
To be honest, like the thing is that we're just trying to get the word out there as much as possible. So we have a really great partnership with Publicis Media, who is a really amazing sponsor of ours. And so they've helped us put billboards out there, like of the work that we're doing. They've helped to boost some of the spotlight on YouTube, where, the kids don't watch TV anymore. They just watch
it's
YouTube.
all YouTube.
So literally, they put all these things out on YouTube. So when we walk into schools now, the kids are like, "Oh, Clinic Kids, I know you guys. I saw you on YouTube." So just getting the word out about the work that we're doing. And to be honest, we don't even want to be the owners of the space, right? If this inspires someone else to do similar work, then we've done our job.
Again, your humility and being humble.
But it's a real thing, right? Like, because it's such an immense need. I've worked in the schools and I've seen the level of need that there is. There's no reason that we should be the owners of the space. It's a thing where, like, let it catch fire, and let's please, like, really understand the seriousness of what this is. You have professional athletes that are screaming out from the rooftops of the need for mental health and implementing this into their own practice. So how much more do our kids need it,
Yeah. How do you invite the professional players in? What training because you've gone through a lot of training. Educating yourself in this space. It wasn't just a dream and, the next day you were playing basketball, right? So how do you bring, a partner in and train them and get them to the same mindset and culture and check your ego out the door and all the things?
Yeah. So basically what we do is that we come into a specific space, right? Let's say that we're going to a certain city, right?
New Jersey, come over here to New Jersey. Cross the GW and come over here. Yeah.
Coming over to Jersey, right? When we come over to Jersey, we're going to already know certain people that are in that area that played basketball, that played professional sports, that are on that place, because the circle is tight, right?
Okay.
We start to invite some of those people into the space, and we provide this level of like exemplary programming that they can see. And then we have them come with us as assistant trainers, as co-trainers, as co-facilitators. And we show them the work that we're doing from the inside out, and we start to train them up. We train them up and we do that work on site, but then we also do professional development where we're going through some of our own pieces in terms of what we need to unlearn and how we need to, approach some of these things and some of the things we've never dealt with personally, because we have work to do with ourselves as well. And it has to hit us first so that it can be real when it hits the kids. And then we do this whole piece where we turnkey the work to them, and we give them the support. So, then they become the owners of that space. They start to run it. They get all the support of Clinic Kids. Oh. And now they do it from a place where they're getting support in their buildings out in their community with the kids they see every day, the places that they live, but with all of our support around them. And so it's a process where we kind of show and do and bring alongside, and then, give and support,
Yeah. Train the trainer and then.
Absolutely.
Let them make it their own. So What do you need? We know monetary, right? For anybody listening, for anyone who's inspired as I am, like I just want to come and watch one of these clinics. I want to do the handshake. I'm so excited. I think it's so much fun what you've built, but So yeah, I'm sure somewhere on Clinic Kids we'll find, a place to donate, and I'm sure monetary always helps. So we
Absolutely.
know that. That's a given. But what else do you need? What are you looking to do?
Let me say about the monetary piece. We don't charge our kids ever, right? So monetarily, we never, like, we have all professional athletes and licensed clinicians. These are really high level people that are coming into these spaces, but we never take from our kids to be able to do the work, right? So any monetary gift that's given, it's so that we can continue to give free programming, right? So that's first and foremost, right? But secondly, the other piece that I feel like is that we need other people that are in this work that have a heart for this stuff, right? Like, and it doesn't matter, right? Licensed clinicians, of course, people that played professional sports and played on a high level or coached on a high level who want to give back and want to give in that way, absolutely. But then we also just need support from people that want to come into community and just help. We give healthy snacks and drinks to the kids every single time that we do clinics, right? So if there's any local supermarkets or farmers markets or anything like that that want to give like the Honey Crisp apples or the bananas or the anything that we're giving, like so that the kids can have the fruit and everything for
I
fresh
didn't think of
produce,
that.
right?
Yeah,
And they
wow.
want to partner with us. If there's anybody who wants to give just the waters, like so that we're giving the kids like waters, and we also incentivize everything, right? So our kids, when they're doing mindfulness and meditation, we're giving them JBL speakers and headphones so that they can meditate and do stuff on their own. When they're doing the stress muscle relaxation, we give them stress balls so that they can do that. We give Clinic Kids book bags so that they can carry all of their gear and everything. So there's so much that we
Oh,
give.
you thought of everything.
We give a lot,
I
right? And
didn't think of that. I'm sorry. I don't mean to
no, go
interrupt
ahead.
you, but I'm thinking you have a young student that might be from a compromised or marginalized social economic situation, and they're
Right.
coming, and they get a set of stress balls. But when they go home, what are they putting them in? How that might make them feel like, I don't have any place to put this, and stuffing them in the pocket. But you
Yep.
thought of that.
Yeah. And even the gear, right? Like all of our kids get like the t-shirts and we give hoodies and we give, because I remember myself like growing up and like coming in a place where my parents were working hard, but they didn't have everything. And so there's a level of self-worth that comes with having, right? And just being a part of something and being part of this team. And so we really try to make sure that we pour into our kids any kind of way that we can. And even with the healthy snacks and drinks, some of our kids are coming from places with food insecurity, right? And so, we make sure that they're fed and that they're eating and that they understand what healthy eating is and how to manage that,
So even weaving that into the lessons
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. All of this has to do
Oh,
with wellness,
so
So,
comprehensive.
yeah. So I appreciate it. So those
I'm
are
going to
the
put a
things
list in the show notes of things
I
that,
appreciate
yeah.
it.
So where are you? Where can we find Clinic Kids? If
Sure.
somebody like where?
Well, I think we're actually going to come to Jersey in a second. I don't want to speak too soon because we're
Okay.
having a conversation right now. We're doing work. We're finishing up our spring season. We do seasonal things mainly in the fall and the spring. We're finishing up our spring season in Syracuse right now. They are going to have their last week of programming on Wednesday and Thursday. The list of like where we're going to be is on the website at clinickids.com. So you can just go to the schedule and you can see where we're going to be. And we welcome people to come by and actually see the work in progress. And those of us that are more in the tri-state area, we're going to be finishing up program in New Rochelle as well through the month of May. So all of Mental Health Awareness Month, we're going to be in New Rochelle on Saturdays at Isaac Young Middle School. So anybody who wants to come by there, like let us know, like, and you're more than welcome to see that. And if you're interested in doing anything in your district and Jersey, we just came from Tampa, right? We're about to do some work in Atlanta, Boston, like any place that you want to see Clinic Kids programming. If this is something that you're like, man, I would love to see this in our district, our school, YMCA, Boys and Girls Club, all that information is there on the site. You just reach out to info@clinickids.com. Let us know that there's some interest and we can give all the materials that you guys need in order to kind of spread the word. And so we can try to get set up in your particular district.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we have this platform on Raise Nation Radio where we could
for sure.
broadcast it out. Okay, I want to wrap with this, Cash. What's your hope, your dream? What's your 5 years? What does it look like?
Okay, so it's ambitious, right? Because
it's okay. You're an ambitious guy. You've done it all already, so I believe you can do this.
So my hope is that Clinic Kids can be just a household name, right, within 5 years. Like I hope that we basically start to move this to a place where people don't look at this as something that's special. They look at this as almost normalized, where we have curriculum and licensed curriculum that's all across like our nation in all these different regions, and that by 5 years that we're talking about doing some of this work even internationally, and that we've started to add other sports, right? And so from the time that I've been overseas to all of our other friends that have played overseas and everything else, getting partnerships in some of those regions as well as here in the States, so that people just start to understand that mental health is not something that has to be talked about outside of sports, outside of the home. This is stuff that can easily be integrated and necessarily needs to be integrated into our everyday lives. And it's not as hard as we think it is. And so we can be that conduit for people and be that intro for people, then I will think that we've done our job. So hopefully within 5 years, we're talking about Clinic Kids in a way where people really know about the work that we're doing.
Well, I don't know, Cash. We just put it out in the universe, right? We just put it out there. We're manifesting it right now. It's going to happen.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think if there's anyone that could lead us, it's you, Cash.
That's really nice.
What a great leader you are. So inspirational.
Thank you.
Hit me up when you come to New Jersey. I'll be glad to volunteer. I'm going to learn that damn handshake.
You got to come by. You got to come by. I got you. Okay?
Yeah. Oh, wow. You do that so easy. I got to think about it still. Well, we're going to wrap this up and all the show notes, all the things, put it all online, get it out there, put it into the universe. And then I'd like to invite you back in 5 years when you can tell us that it all happened. How does that sound?
It sounds amazing. Thank you so much, Dawn, for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, before we go, anyone we need to shout out, any corporate sponsors, any partners, any workers, anybody that you want to shout out?
We need to shout out our whole entire Clinic Kids team, because they were even doing this for free before we could even pay anybody.
Wow.
Of their hearts. So to all of my Iona brothers and sisters, to all of my Syracuse University, to St. Bonaventure, to all of my brethren that have helped in any kind of way, to our mental health directors, to our everybody up and down the list, to my fiance Anais, to the entire team. I mean, even the kids come on Saturdays to help set up and everything else. To our entire Clinic Kids family, I want to say thank you. You guys are absolutely amazing. And to all of our partners and sponsors, we couldn't do this work without you. You guys are instrumental. So thank you so much for all of your support.
That's beautiful. Okay, when's the wedding?
It's next year. We just did the engagement maybe a month ago, 2 months ago now. And we've set the date for December for next year. So,
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful person, beautiful life.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's just so wonderful. Wow.
So
talk about inspiring. Sadly, that's a wrap for today's show. I feel like Cash and I can talk for another couple of hours. Cash, big thank you to you for just being so inspiring. And actually, this is the voice of Raise Nation Radio, your daily dose of inspiration. So thank you so much. To our audience, thank you for tuning in. You are truly the heartbeat of our community. And remember, your voices and experience make Raise Nation Radio uniquely inspiring. So don't be a stranger. Listen to all the episodes. Join me on the show. Read the show notes. It's all good. However you participate in this community, we'll take it. We'll take it. So until next time, you stay fearless out there, and please keep raising the nation. Bye for now. Bye, Cash.
Bye, Dawn.
Fearless Fundraisers, that's a wrap for today. A heartfelt thank you to our guests for sharing their stories, insights, and expertise. And to you, our fantastic audience, for everything you do to build brighter tomorrows in our communities. We hope today's content inspires you to amplify your mission and grow your impact. Don't forget to join us for new episodes every Thursday, wherever you listen to your podcasts, or catch us on YouTube and on demand at onecause.com. And before we go, we'd love your help in growing this podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, follow, and subscribe to Raise Nation Radio. Share it with a friend, and please leave us a review so we can continue delivering content that inspires and empowers. Raise Nation Radio is produced in partnership with One Cause, your go-to for digital fundraising solutions that connect nonprofits with their donors and drive results. Visit onecause.com or scan the QR code to schedule a one-to-one with their fundraising experts and explore the latest tools and innovations to help you reach more and raise more. Plus, be sure to check out their extensive catalog of free resources to support your mission. All the links are in the show notes. Raise Nation Radio is inspired by the annual Raise Conference, presented by One Cause.
We'd love to see you in person at the next Raise event in September. It's a 2-day experience featuring over 35 CFRE accredited sessions, dynamic speakers, and the latest innovations from our sponsor pavilion, and priceless networking opportunities. And while you're there, don't miss the Fearless Fundraiser Party. It's where memories are made and lifelong friendships are formed. Secure your spot today at onecause.com/raise. The link is also in the show notes. Until next time, thank you for tuning in, and as always, stay fearless.